So someone told me that your audience is waiting for you, your clients are waiting for you, you as a person, they're waiting for you to take action, to take your steps. And it just kind of resonated with me. So I just thought, while I'm getting ready on this beautiful Sunday, sunny Sunday, I'm gonna film a video. So a bit about me. My name is Lucy, teaching Reiki master. I got into Reiki about 4 years ago when I just really struggled with my mental health and chronic pain. Nothing really worked for me. In terms of the chronic pain, I went for osteopathy, which is a more holistic approach, which absolutely was the right thing for me. It literally, I said she was like a witch because she took away my pain. I was on some really strong painkillers that made me like a zombie. Chronic pain with your mental health, the crossover is so prevalent, because the thing about people that suffer from chronic pain is actually you don't really feel your pain the way you would if it was just a one-off pain, because you're so used to it. I've got scoliosis, not just one curvature, it's actually two, but because they're an S shape, they balance each other out in a way, which meant that for my whole life it went undetected. When I was 15, when we got it checked out, I have scoliosis. So yeah, that was kind of crazy, and I was hit by a car when I was 12. Consultants sort of wondered if that exacerbated the issue. I went to A&E when that happened, and I was begging them to check my back because I fell on my coccyx. I went flying and I fell on my coccyx. I'm getting a bit of pain while I'm talking about pain. My coccyx was messed up, and I begged them to check it out, but they were only interested to know if I'd ruptured my spleen or like damaged my stomach. And yeah, Bob's your uncle. I couldn't slouch for like 4 years, which isn't a bad thing. That was really when like chronic pain started. I really suffered. It was a wild time, and at the same time I was there struggling with mental health, which was triggered from when my nan and granddad passed away. Various things happened. You can read more about it on my blog, because I do want to keep this a light video. I came across Reiki. I tried it and I was the happiest that I'd ever felt in my life. I always say it opened doors that I didn't know existed. It's the perfect way to explain it. I literally hit rock bottom. I was really bad, and something in my head was telling me, get some more Reiki. The person that I had Reiki with before had moved away from the area. I was on the bus on the way to work, and I looked to my left and I saw the Solihull Wellbeing Clinic. And that's when I literally raced to the website and emailed them and said, you know, I'm really interested in getting some Reiki. And then that's how I found my teacher. She's been my teacher for the last 4 years that I've been doing it. She was the perfect teacher for me. It is so true that you come across the right healers for you, the right teachers for you. She was the perfect teacher that I needed. She taught me a lot about discipline. She just kind of said exactly what I needed to hear to this day. She always keeps me in check and we always stay in touch. She's just been the best teacher for me. It's been such a journey and completely transformed my life, because I went from rock bottom and didn't really understand what it was that I was here for. People calling me a breath of fresh air and that I light up the room when I walk into it. That's so validating. The journey that I've been on, it's been a hard journey and I've worked so hard. I've really done the work, and for people to really notice that and mention that to me, it just means the world to me, because I give all the credit to these healings. I would never have got this far if it weren't for my mindset and, you know, the wonderful person that I am. But I was meant to find those healings, and they were meant to make me into the person that I was destined to be. I'm still working towards where I want to be every single day, and there's a lot of work to be done, but also I think I'm a lot closer to the person that I want to be than I thought I was. I always thought that it was going to be a lot further for me to go, but actually when I visualize who it is that I want to be, I do see her now. She is me, I am her. The only difference between both of us is that she's not afraid of feeling her feelings and I'm not afraid of feeling my feelings. She just goes out there and does things and takes action rather than sitting there and thinking about it and letting the feelings of fear stop her from taking the actions that she needs to take. Because what it is with these feelings of fear, it's unfamiliarity. Our feelings are there to keep us comfortable, and what is comfortable is things that are familiar to us. So when we're taking new steps and we're doing things that are different, it doesn't matter if it feels right or if you know that it's the right thing to do, it is always going to feel uncomfortable at first. I'm in a point in my life right now where I've just left my corporate job to pursue my healings full time, and I know this inner knowing that this is the right thing to do. I've met so many people that really need me and need me to guide them with their healing journey. And that is why I've felt so guided towards doing this. And I've just got a huge mission and a huge purpose that I know to be true. I also moved house within the same week of leaving that job. So my whole world has been kind of thrown apart. I also lost my dog. She was my best friend. Everything has changed and it's so easy to go into fear of something. But actually, what it's important to realise is in every situation, when you're trying to be a better person and you're trying to, improve your life, you're forever going to be addressing things that need to be addressed. But what's really important is not to go into the fear of it. When you go into the fear of it, you're doing more harm than you would be if you just went out and did what you were afraid of doing. Fear is the worst part about it. The fact that you're fearing it really brings it into truth that is really going to damage you. But if you have this mindset of I am safe, nothing is going to harm me, and also, so what was that thing that's been trending recently? The let them theory. It is so true. It's just like, whatever, it'll be fine. That's the mindset that I am opening. And when I was visualizing myself as the person that I want to be, it was literally that woman, me, but without all of this fear stopping me from taking action. And the distractions, the distractions is a massive thing. That's why I'm sat here making a video and taking action rather than thinking, oh, let me think of some content. What do I need to do? What do I need to make? Oh no, I can't say that because, that might be wrong, or, oh no, I might not say that because nobody will listen to it. All of this time that you're fearing and you're going into this fear, or, you're just thinking and thinking and planning and planning and planning, you're not creating. You're wasting time for not just yourself, but the people who are waiting for you. When I say you, I'm talking about myself, and I'm talking about whoever you are watching this. If this resonates to you, this is something that you need to hear, because it's stuff that I've been learning. And this is really what I want this channel to kind of really be about, is actually, let's go on a journey together. Let's learn some things and let's share about it. Let's create a community where actually we take action and we believe in ourselves. There is so many things that we can work on, do you know what I mean? There's always going to be so many things, but I think the current mindset that you are in is the most important part of all of that, because it is going to help you decide where to go next and what to do. Back to my story and how I got into Reiki. I just completely changed as a person, and I removed a lot of toxins from my life. wowzers, like for real. I've done some pretty bold things. I'm over a year sober, completely sober. Last January, because I was doing my Reiki Masters last year, I went out. My birthday is New Year's Eve, so you know there's always a big party on my birthday, and I went out, and you know there wasn't really, the person that I went out with was kind of someone who wanted to make it all about them. They were in a really, really bad mood, and I was trying so hard to lift them up. And as a result, you know, I had in mind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to go out, have a few drinks, have a dance, go home, you know, for midnight. And I ended up, everything I did that night was to please that person and to try and make them feel better. And it really sent me into like a spiral. For days after, I just felt like I'd been attacked. But the thing is, I was psychically attacked by that person, who I'm no longer friends with. But it was that final straw, you know, because I'd already cut so many people out of my life that were trying to bring me down. And you know, that was someone that I let bring me down because I was afraid to be alone. And I thought that if I could help this person, that this person, you know, would give me the love that I deserve. Actually, no, hun. I learnt a lot from that, basically. You know, and the kind of saviour pattern of like trying to save everyone. You can't save people that don't want to be saved. And also the reason that we try to save people and we have that pattern going really deep is actually, it's out of a need for ourselves when we try and help everyone. It's a lovely intention, I suppose. It's, you are genuinely feeling like you really want to help people. You are just wired that way. My mom's a nurse, she's wired that way. I'm a healer, I'm wired that way. I do want to help people because I've been through situations where I've, you know, I would never want people to go through, and I'd never want people to feel the ways that I felt. And that's what got me into this work. But then you also realise by getting into this work that the most important person in that journey is you. You are the priority, you are the focus, because if you can't help yourself, you can't help anyone else. I mean, it's like what they do on an airplane. If there's like a crash, the reason you put your mask on before your child or anyone else around you's mask on is because you can't help them if you can't breathe, if you're passed out. When I first got into the journey, it was like, come on, I want to help all these people. You know, I want to give Reiki for free on the streets, which is a whole other story. I give like maximum 5 minutes for free. We learn that it's a saviour pattern. Yeah, I went into this whole spiral. I just decided, you know, something has got to give. I've done all of this work the last few years. Surely it's not all in vain. Surely not. Surely I am going to be that person that I've always wanted to be. And I always knew when I was, you know, a bit younger, I always knew that I wouldn't be drinking forever. I just had this kind of inner knowing that it was going to happen, but I thought it would happen in like my 30s when I had children. It happened at 24 and it was the best thing I ever did. And people always say to me, don't you miss it? Don't you miss alcohol? And it's like, no, because I have a more important purpose. I don't need a crutch anymore. Alcohol, it was a crutch. It was a moment to just unwind, and I totally understand why people drink. It is really lovely to have something where you can really just unwind and open up a little bit. For some people, they really struggle to open up. It's great, but it's also the older dimension, and it's not working out for a lot of younger people. And people say this all the time. They're like, people just don't go out drinking anymore. It's because we are evolving as a species, and I will go on about this for days because it's what I'm most passionate about. It's about the evolution of humanity, and that is what my work is about, helping humanity to evolve. People are walking around like lost souls because they know everything from a logical perspective, a scientific perspective, and that is the way that we're wired. That's okay, that's cool. We should be like that. We should be skeptical. We should be analytical and we should understand how things work. That's just so beautiful that we can do that and that we have science. We are so blessed. With the invention of AI and all of these technologies, we are going to have to take a big step because AI has come in so quickly and much quicker than we anticipated that it would. So therefore, humanity is having this current effect of like everything's crashing down and things that feel like a real burden are coming to the surface, and we're starting to question everything that we've ever known, and mental health is, you know, at an all-time low for most people. It's all because the foundations of what we are building on is not strong enough to hold us. Let it fall. Let the towers fall. If you're into tarot, I always think of it like the tarot card, which is the tower. The Tower Tarot, really positive card. Some people can look at it and be like, oh no, what do you mean everything's falling apart? It's a good thing because that means we can create something new. And that's why I see the healings as such a creative, because what it is we are creating a new humanity, a new way of being. And yes, people can choose to stay on the same path and never take that path of, you know, understanding energy, healing themselves, addressing their karma. People can, you know, choose not to go through that, and that's fine. Everyone has their own mission in life. Someone's purpose is going to be different to yours. It's so easy to say that I'm right and you're wrong. There's no such thing. It's just what feels good and feels right to you. In terms of our evolution as a species, this is the missing part. Energy. A lot of people, they shy away from it, and they shy away from, you know, understanding it, and it's very hard to understand. Yeah, there's loads of scientific studies out there. You've got Masaru Emoto. So this is the basis of what I use actually for a lot of my healing. That's love and gratitude. Basically, a Japanese scientist who traveled the world studying water and realized that our words, thoughts and feelings and actions affect the water molecules. He'd take like a sample of water, different waters, he tried it on. He would say words to the water, or he'd do things around the water, and he would freeze it and look at it under a microscope, and he realised that the negative words, see here, you fool, you're cute. That's what you're cute looks like under a microscope. So there you go. That's proof that energy exists. And how much of our body is made up of water? Over 70%. Current circumstances can be linked to your thoughts, feelings, your words. It's very powerful. So this is the next step in our humans' evolution. You know what? It takes a lot of courage, because it opens a can of worms, taking this path. And so I can understand that everyone does it when they're ready. Never drag someone to that point. That will just harm them and harm you. Just be kind and compassionate and just appreciate everyone for whatever part of their journey they're at. That was part of the reason why I removed like toxins. I used to smoke weed every day. I used to smoke vape. I used to dabble in a bit of drugs, and you know, it was just lowering my energy and stopping me from reaching where I wanted to reach. And you know, even psychedelics, they help you to understand yourself, but they don't actually teach you what's next. You know what I mean? Come on guys, we already know that we're not using our brain's full capacity, so we're just going to need a push on how to do that. I could go on about this forever. I'm so passionate about it. That's the kind of position that I'm in, and in order to reach that, I'm going to have to take action. I'm going to have to not go into the overthinking and what's going to work and what's not going to work, because at the end of the day, that's just causing nothing but delays, and everyone's going to be waiting around without even realising it. I feel like I've said a lot in this video. I'm all ready to slay the day, go for a lovely, lovely walk. And yeah, it's going to be a brilliant day. I'm just really excited for the things that I am creating. So if you are interested in learning more about how you can deepen your spirituality and grow as a person, follow your soul's path, go into this state of being the person that you've always wanted to be. I'm the right person for you. You've found this video. God bless you. I'm so happy that we found each other. I've learnt a lot. I've been through a lot of pain in my life, and I can really empathise and relate to a lot of people because of that and because of the different experiences that I've had. So now is just my time to step out of the shadows, hold space for you guys and be there for you guys. In doing so, I'm also going to receive a lot. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing where things go and just this incredible journey. It's a short life, so let's take action. Let's feel our emotions and validate them first. But remember that our feelings are just there to show us how to take action and what to do next. Hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment with any of your thoughts. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next video.